Africa, when we talk about protecting the environment, one's mind goes immediately to deforestation, poaching of endangered wildlife, oil spillage in wetlands, erosion, and the more graphic challenges that one can see. But there's a more critical and immediate danger to the African environment, one that has not been much talked about, but which is probably just as urgent, if not more urgent, than some of the other challenges I enumerated earlier. And this is the problem of plastic pollution. This is the Ghana I was brought up knowing, a beautiful, vibrantly green African country located virtually at the center of the world, just a few kilometers from where the equator at 0 degrees latitude intersects with the Greenwich meridian at 0 degrees longitude. Ghana is home to hundreds of thousands of acres of tropical rainforest. It is home to the Volta Lake, the largest reservoir in the world with a surface area of 8,502 kilometers. It is home to various species and varieties of animals, dozens of ethnic groups, many of different faiths who worship side by side. With globalization and an increasing rush towards development, as well as a desire to emulate or mimic aspects of the Western world, particularly its culture of convenience and consumption, Ghana has been moving more and more towards products that are disposable. The overwhelming majority of the solid waste that is found in Ghana is created by plastic bags, plastic bottles, plastic sachets, plastic sandals, and indeed materials that will never disintegrate. Unlike in more industrialized countries in the West, who have systems in place to recycle even a small portion of their plastic waste, which is still not enough to lessen the negative impact of this sort of pollution, countries like Ghana simply do not have the resources to combat the problem, not alone. And so this plastic pollution will remain on our landscape like a permanent scar of filth on the face of a beautiful nation. Working together as a coalition of committed individuals, organizations, and countries, perhaps we can increase public awareness of this problem and just how serious it is. Perhaps this awareness would encourage more governments to take the proactive steps that are necessary to introduce legislation to regulate the use of disposable plastics. We must find a way to influence our citizens, ordinary people, to make changes in their own lives. These changes just might preserve our environment, the richness of our lands, the beauty of our forests, and all that they nurture and shelter for ourselves, for our children, and for those not yet born. We're drowning in plastic. We cannot continue on this way.